Hello there. Another Donger deck discussion from the boy Holocron. So how you doing? Hope you're well. According to Swim, these boys are the best deck in the meta, hands down. Easy burn Mark 4 or whatever it happens to be up against Timo being an idiot. Um, he says Tri-Beam is in this. Farron ends it, so this is all good. This card is fantastic. Oh, it's so damn good. So every time you play an ignition, it goes up in power, so that's kind of handy. I mean, don't think we need Scorched Earth at the minute. So let's put that back. We've got units. We've got a Tri-Beam, which is the perfect start. We're attacking on evens, that's fine. Daring Poro, well, bugger you. You can do whatever you fancy. Don't really want to rummage anything. I'm beginning to think this is quite a good idea. Because we need a 3-cost cards to kind of do stuff like that. So let's block the 2-1 with a 1-1. I like that. Thanks very much. Off you go, little Poro. All good. All good, sir. So we can pling that. Let's see what he drops. Yeah, you can absolutely disappear. That's a good thing for Ez to wipe out. And we're going to hold fire. We're going to get a free ignition, but we're going to play this one first. So we are. And the reason we're playing this one first is because once we get this, we can deal 1 to the enemy nexus with ignition. And I'm happy enough to block that one, I think. Take your magical whole 1. That's awesome. I'm going to do that. Watch these go to 2 3s. There we go. Isn't that great? I like that. I like that. I like that. So, 3. I'm going to get rid of Scorched. Oh, well, I don't. Do I really want to get rid of a 1? We'll get rid of Rummage. We will do this, which is slow. These now are 3 3s. He heals back up to 20. I'm fine with that. There's a 4-3 each. There, we'll do another one, shall we? Or shall we just take it out? He's passed. Tell you what, let's do this. We're burn deck. See what he's got. He's got nothing. So if he has nothing, we don't have any more stuff left anyway. So there's a very, very tasty 12 damage to put him down to 7. That's kind of sweet. Now, Chomp Womp is in the deck simply because of the mushroom clouds, and this is just perfect. So we get this, and we get those, and I'm gonna make some board space, and I'm gonna do the ignition because it does 1 damage. So every time you've got these guys down, if you get 2 down, perfect. So my Tri-Beam is still only doing 2 to a unit, but it's now a Mystic Shot, which is kind of class. We're attacking, and why the hell wouldn't you just not open swing? Which is exactly what I'm going to do for 18 damage. Swim's got it. That's easy. That's an easy deck to play. Painfully easy. So let me show you the deck as we go through it. We will get rid of this wee screen and come out of this and go in here and then go in here. And you've just seen how it works. So why are these all in here? Well, it's very much a typical Ezreal deck. Draven you didn't see because we didn't pull them. But outside of that, we've got 3 Thermal Beams, which will allow you to use as much mana, including spell mana, to take a unit out. Good for champions and really good for Ezreal. Flock, amazing. Just if it's damaged at all, use one of your little wee 1 spiders and hit it for 4. Rummage, when you haven't got the right cards, you can discard 2 to draw 2, which is excellent. MVP of the deck, one of the best 2-drops in the game. Really, really good. Ignition augments himself, and as you saw, they were up to 5 3s before like round 6 or so. if you get a second, put it down before you use the ignition, and then they both get the bonus instead of doing it first and then you get one slightly less. If you can kind of keep them at the same power level, they'll become much more scary. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant thing. And ignition, remember, does 1 damage to the Nexus. So ballistic bots are, oh, I wish I could pull them out. Wish there was a tutor for bots, that would be class. House Spider, really good for just chipping away things. Makes your flock decent, makes your thermal beam decent, because you don't need quite as much. So good typical Noxus wide 2-2 and a 1-1, fantastic. Ezreal's lovely Mystic Shot, just do 2 to anything. You can hit it to the Nexus if you're too short. And don't forget, don't do it until you've leveled Ezreal, because even when you've leveled Ezreal, his new level up, instead of doing a spell, do 2 damage, it's now deal 1 to the enemy Nexus if you cast a spell, but if it's targeted an enemy, deal 2 to the enemy Nexus instead. So if you put 2 into a unit, even if it's only got 1, you're going to get 2 in there instead of just, well, I suppose you could still do 3. So it's, it's up to you. It depends on what you want to be doing with this. But this is a burn deck, and burn means whack everything into them and then smash it into the Nexus. So I suppose, if they've got nothing to that, and then you get a bonus 1 at the same time. And if you've got ballistic bots, you're ignitioning as well and leveling things up. Kind of good. Arachnoid Sentry, again, this is kind of like a swiney type thing, but it's not, because it's just really good. So play it and stun an enemy. Well, good night, because we get to pick who we want to stun. So no, you are not hitting me with your Yasuo that you have bumped up to like a 5-5 by playing cards that add 1-1 to your thing. Draven, brilliant, quick attack, 3-3, well statted, has spinning axes. They can get put onto anything, discarding a card to do something else. In the discard aggro version, you were discarding it to get might, and you were discarding it to get additional things to like go right across the board with to bump everything up. Brilliant, 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 superb, really good. Ez, fantastic, elusive, only a 1-3, becomes a 2-4 after you've targeted 6 or more enemies. If you hit the Nexus, you get a fleeting Mystic Shot, so if you can keep the 2, most people don't, they kind of go for afterwards. But Draven and Ezreal have always worked well together, and this is just Ezreal burn, and essentially this is it. Landmarks are a thing. If you've watched any of my Donger deck discussions, I do decks instantly as soon as I see landmarks. So we've now got the Plaza. We've got quite a few little things in here. There's some really good ones. Like Targon's Peak is phenomenal. It's so good. Plaza's really good for Demacia. If you're not running Plaza in a Demacia deck, just take something out and put 3 of them in, please, because you're doing it wrong now that card now exists. I mean, we used to run Battlesmiths to get a permanent 1-1. This now grants you 1-1 and Challenger. Yeah, I'll show you Plaza Scouts tomorrow, okay? Plaza Scouts will be tomorrow's deck. So keep an eye out for that. Because, to be fair, Quinn ain't anywhere near it. It's all Garen. So we'll show you that one. Scorched Earth, though, kill a damaged unit or destroy a landmark. So even if you're up against something like a Field of Rush 10-10, put something in front of it, the biggest thing that you've got, and then kill it for 3. It makes sense, whether it's this round or next round. Just try and stay alive. Sump Dredger that you've just seen, discard a card to draw 1. So it's card draw, a 4-3 unit for 3, which is a hell of a lot better than the 3-3 quick attack or the 3-2. So Sump Dredger, brilliant. Chump Bump we're running 2 of because it gives you 2 1 mana cost Mushroom Clouds. That puts 5 puff caps in there. If you get a puff cap when you're drawing a card, that's really good. Mushrooms help you win. They're like mini ignitions. You just don't know if they're going to pop. Try Beam Improbulator. Slow spell. Deal 1 to a unit. Summon a random 1 cost follower. While I'm in hand, increase both by 1 when you play a 3 cost card. Now, we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. Okay? About a third of the deck are 3 cost cards. You'll want to play Draven, you'll want to play Ezreal, Arachnoid Sentry, and Scorched Earth, and Sump Dredger. These are all good cards. Solid basis. If you kind of look up here, I normally don't ever go over 16, but with Scorched Earth being in there, that's kind of pushed it over the 16. I normally have 20 in an Ezreal deck, but this is not my deck. This is Swim's, so I'm just kind of showing how this actually really works. So every time you drop one of these, it will do more damage, and summon a unit cost to wherever that you get it from. So say you get this up to 5, you'll do 5 damage to a unit, which is brilliant. That'll kill off Victor. That'll kill off Riven. And I'm just going from in here. Vlad is gone. Darius is gone. Vi's gone because the 5 goes through her 4 tough and does 5 damage. So yeah, it's a brilliant card. It's actually something to hard mull for. Tri-beam, the more you have it early, and the more you can play something on 3, something 3 again, something 3 again. Even the 3 will, kill off a Jinx, kill off a Heimer, kill off Draven, Teemo, Ezreal, Kata. It's a good spell. Survival skills I find hilarious. You just can't drop below 1 health this round. So, if you just had nothing but 2 1s across the board, drop this before people attack, and they're invincible. They just don't die. But we're only running 1 of it. So there's more than enough in this deck, and then firing at the end with your 3 decimates. Pretty much with an 8/8 will win you the game. So this is the version, the number 1 deck version in the game right now, which is Ezreal, Draven, Burn. Code will be in the pinned comments. So it was an invite to the Dongers of Runeterra. If you like our stuff, and I know an awful lot of you watch it, which is why we make the content, come and join us, like and subscribe to videos, do all that fun, groovy stuff. Like, we've been going through this for only 10 minutes. I mean, that's it. And that was game time as well. That's, it doesn't take long to win. So it's a good deck to climb with, and it really is. But, I've got this as Ezreal Burn, so we're going to put Ez in here as well. That it's a deck that we all know how to play. And if you don't know how to play Runeterra, this is a good deck to learn with. So's Fearsome Spiders, so's any Demacia on curve deck where you play 1, 2, 3, 4 on, if you've got those cards, as you get the mana, and build your board up as much as you can. Because by the time you get to 3 and 4, then you're getting scouts that can die and come back again. But with this, you're stopping things with Sentry, you're blowing things out of the water with Shot. Ballistic Bot just becomes massive with Ignition. Every Ignition is reducing their Nexus. You need to get that from 20 down to 0. Rummage will, again, always kind of help. So if you're discarding 2 to draw 2 and all that sort of stuff, you're doing brilliant. I mean, this is not an augmented thing, but as you saw in the game, it's just really brutal. Like, it's brutal. Especially with Draven, because Draven gives you a spinning axe in hand. You get 2, 3, or 4 of them, as we all know, and if you haven't played with Draven, you will definitely get 1 when you put him down. When he strikes, he gets another, so there's 2 more cards that you can bump up Ballistic Bot with. There's just so much you can do in this deck. The Ezreal, it's a create card, so once you've got that, if you've got bots down, use the Fleeting Shot. There's another +1 power on the bot. There's just so much stuff. The Mushroom Clouds, I mean, possibly I would swap these round and go for 3, but I can't because of Tri-beam. So I understand why he just went for 2. So there's nothing wrong with this whatsoever. It's a super solid deck, and I enjoy playing it immensely. Hope you liked the gameplay earlier. Thank you very much for watching, and until our next Donger deck discussion video, thank you very much for your kind time. Dongers out.